Sag, welcome to your Intimate Tarot reading. What's up? What's going on? If you're new to the channel and you'd like to learn more about Intimate Tarot, what it does, what you can expect from it, whom it serves, that kind of thing, everything will be nice and neatly outlined for you in the description box. Most people will tell you, they're not too dissimilar from the general love readings, but with added layers of intimacy, sexual energy, and how that plays into the energy or relationships we have with other people. However, if any of that, just the idea of it, makes you feel uncomfortable, don't worry about it. It's not your reading type. I'll see you next week. No big deal. I have a plethora of playlists and messages that you can catch up on in the interim. Yeah? No big deal is my point. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and I'm aware of that. Myself, personally, I understand and appreciate all energy types because it comes into play as who we are as individuals, thus how we express ourselves in other exchanges such as relationships. And I operate from the philosophy of the more you know. All right, but like I said, when in doubt, description box. All right, what's going on? Show me, Sag, please. Show me that Sagittarian sexual energy. What's going on? Show me, Sag, and regardless, take it resonates, leave it does not, and reverse those energies as you see fit. Yeah, these are general collective readings. Not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all. Frustrating but normal. Check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. What's up? Show me, Sag. Very good. Four of Pentacles. The Lovers. Four of Swords for them. Ace of Wands. The Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Next several months, the Fool, Death, the Magician, the Hanged Man. Okay. Okay, well that was incredibly straightforward. So I appreciate that. It looks like, energetically speaking, and also real world function, we're ready to let go of something, I believe. It's powerful, don't get me wrong. Oh, the sexual attraction is quite high. Okay? For the both of you, I think you feel it to a greater depth and or degree, which makes this all the more difficult. It's something that you're not taking lightly. Four Swords is right here between you two, resting. Okay? Your energy, Four Pentacles, the Lovers, and that sexual energy, it can feel so terribly, terribly strong, and therefore very, very intimate, well beyond just the sexual energy itself. Okay? So the Lovers being a mental connection, an emotional connection, a physical connection. And you're kind of saying, the fact that I'm closing up towards this is very telling. I'm not giving Four of Pentacles, but I don't know that I'm ready to let it go. Now I jump on over to them. They're like Ace of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. They're like, this is a nice steady energy I have with Sag. This is my comfort zone right here with the Seven of Pentacles. And the fire or the sexual energy for them is on point, but it kind of has a plateau effect, Seven of Pentacles. So what you would like to experience in the connection and how they experience it seem to be different. And we're contemplating this. Now the Fool here, again, once more, in this sexual frame of reference, the willingness to open up and be intimate towards a specific person. Death. That sense of sexual joy, openness, release, let's do this. I want to give myself to this. Now, death isn't always an ending, guys. Sometimes it's transformative. I don't know that this is necessarily a transformative state, but of course we will clarify. The Magician, there is the willingness here to manifest, but then the outcome is the Hanged Man. It's kind of like saying, okay, let's hold back before we put in another order into the universe or closing this out. Let's just hold on. We know we want something, but we're not going to jump into that idea right away. I agree. Okay? All right. We're going to start with your side. Your sexual energy is the Lovers. Okay, powerful. Very, very powerful. Let's say the Lovers, please. Show me the Lovers. Very good. Six of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Wands. You're saying, yes, I'm attracted to this, but that's not enough. Or they're attracted to me and that's awesome, but it's not enough. Six of Swords, Knight of Swords. So just to be clear, you are not making yourself available to this. You've withheld for a reason. There's something about you going through the mechanics of this indeed would be mechanical. It's like, I could choose to continue to go towards this, but my heart's not in it. So I agree with you in this instance that I believe you have an idea of what a lover's connection should be, and you're saying it should surpass the sexual energy, which you're saying is a non-issue. You recognize it in yourself, they recognize it in you, but you're also saying mentally, emotionally, I want more. I need more. I need more. Being sexually compatible or having that shared frequency isn't enough. 'Tis not enough. I don't even think you're convinced that this is a strong bond in that way. Just more like you feel this idea of this is how it should be and this is what's happening. And I think that's smart of you, right? I do. Four of Pentacles, perhaps like maybe they are a lover. It's that strong sexual chemistry at first, but with enough experience with it, you realize where's the mental attachment, where's the emotional attachment, and where's that greater sense of connectivity via the spiritual connection. All right, so therefore the Four of Pentacles kind of speaks for itself, but I do want to briefly touch on it. Again, the active non-participation of that sexual energy, not fully letting it go. I want to see a little bit more on that, because it seems to me you're actually incredibly clear on this subject. It's like the sexual energy aside, Christina, these other points aren't connecting. And they're pretty important points, especially if you want more than just the old fire division. Which, you know, I don't take lightly. Fire's a powerful element, guys. It's fire. But you also, as a fire sign, have to know whom it's worthy for. Especially if you know you want more. Carry on. Page of Swords, Seven of Cups, the Hanged Man. Yeah. Good. 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 This is good. It may not seem that way, but I promise you it is. It kind of backs up what I was saying. Upon perception of this, it doesn't seem to be adding up to more than a kind of fuzzy idea that you're an option in love or that they're an option in love. Page of Swords, lack of insight, Seven of Cups. You have enough experience with this to understand that it's kind of resting at an immature state. Try to keep ourselves open to emotional exploration, but all we end up doing is over-contemplating the situation. It's kind of like something I say all the time. Emotion should be apparent at this point, you know? And that's what you're kind of thinking about too. There should be more emotional connectivity than this. So we've hung back and we've given this ample amount of time to kind of show itself, to prove itself as being more than just, this is a hot connection for me, for you, right? We've hung back enough. We see how this situation or person isn't emotionally attaching or developing. Yeah. You know, ergo, you not relinquishing any of your sexual energy towards it. I don't know, honey. Just because you're attracted to it doesn't mean it's sustaining in other areas. And a lover can be a baseline sexual encounter. Absolutely. But if we're talking in the traditional spiritual sense of what it represents in essence, you're saying this is not that. Okay. Let's jump on over here to this Ace of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles for this person whom we are attached to. You know, perhaps you're right. Perhaps their energy does indeed start and stop with just sexual attraction, attention, you know. If it doesn't grow beyond that Seven of Pentacles, then it hasn't grown. It kind of goes back to what you're looking at here. There doesn't seem to be much emotional development, like I said. If somebody wants to keep it around for other than sexual reasons, they say so, right? There's something here that's developing. I want to take my time with it. I want to explore it more. This means something to me. I want to take it beyond what you and I are experiencing at the chemistry level or the 3D level. Let's do this. Let's pursue this, right? There's evidence of it. It's obvious. So let's see what's up. I see how you kind of balanced your scales on this subject. And everything you showed me is completely logical, rational. Makes sense. You've done a lot of good contemplation, observation, and not rushing yourself. Five of Pentacles, the Empress, Justice. Fear of abandonment, Empress, Justice. There's a fear here that you will break off from this. They say you got the goods, but they sense you breaking away. There's that sense here that you're breaking away. And that they do make a point that the sexual energy is fair. I'm attracted to you, you're attracted to me. That's the easy part. But they see that you're breaking away. Or they're feeling it. And they try to keep the ignition going. Let's see that Seven of Pentacles. Let's see that Seven of Pentacles, please. Show me that Seven of Pentacles, please. The Empress in Sexual Tarot denotes someone who is exclusive with his or her sexual energy because it's empowerment. You don't just go around giving it away, okay? It's the job here or obligation to make sure that your sexual energy is productive, and that means choosing the correct partner to give it with, okay? Or give it to and feel safe and secure about it and give freely. So, she or he in this position is just very confident with who they are and knows who their mate is, and they're kind of like saying, I get the energy between us, you're not choosing me so much. But you can't say that the attraction is not fair. Okay. So other than waving their wand at you, what else are they trying to do to keep you around? Okay, let's see that Seven of Pentacles, please. Page of Wands, the Chariot, the Queen of Cups. Gosh, you know, it's a little too slow for me, and I can kind of see where you've concluded what you have. You seem to have given this a great deal of thought, and it's non-rushed. You've withheld your sexual energy for a reason. They're kind of giving me that Seven of Pentacles over time. I'm hoping to develop more emotion in this and firmly pick a direction in my heart space. It's kind of like saying, well, how much time do you need, though? Because you've had enough to give this serious contemplation and know to withdraw your sexual energy from it. They're like, just give me more time and keep it together a little more as they sense you breaking away, sexually or otherwise, taking your sense of luscious empowerment with you. Their one major selling point is that you and I have similar sexual chemistry. Fantastic. Where it counts here, where I'm actually seeing some water, is really, really stretched out over Seven of Pentacles. With a little bit of Page of Wands to open up into greater emotional security, moving it forward from the heart. So this person might be very, very slow to fall in love, I grant you. But it's kind of like saying, look, I'm still deeply attracted to you. That's got to count for something, right? So who knows? Give me more time and I might fall more in love with you. It seems to me you have enough to understand that this isn't going to happen. And if that's a play for more time, and that's what it kind of feels like for me, it does seem like a reasonable argument. But your two ideas of time are not measuring up. You're like, I have enough information. I'm inclined to agree with you. And they're like, I need more time to figure out the same level of information you do. So if that's the case, it's kind of like, well, you learn that on your own time then. Stop trying to renew things with me because you're afraid it's going to break from you. You know, it's kind of like, how much more time do you need? Oh, wait, that's a nonsensical question. If it's gotten to that point where somebody's like, how much more time do you need? Then you can already tell too much time has passed. And I don't mean weeks or months. I'm talking seasons or years. That's what I'm talking about. That's a very slow reflection with maybe a non-committal understanding of it might open up to more feelings for me later. So I was going to initially skip that Four Swords, but we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that. I need to see your kind of quiet contemplation, or perhaps it's theirs. Let's take a look at that Four Swords. By the way, Four of Swords and Intimate Tarot is the indication of one's personal sense of pleasure when we're on our own. So, i.e. masturbation. Let's do that Four of Swords, but just say it a quiet, intimate moment between the self. Okay? Seven of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Oh, gosh. This person's not a source of inspiration for sexual energy when we're alone. In fact, you go out of your way to avoid it, so it kind of tells me that you're turned off by this now. It's just, and I can't say I don't blame you. You don't seem to be impressed to the plateau effect. You're saying sexual energy aside, you've lost the feeling for it, the inclination. They still want to keep it going, even while they sense you pulling away. You don't seem to be choosing them as much. They see this. The fear of abandonment, Five of Pentacles, is in next position to you. It's like I can feel Sag pulling away, and it makes me feel insecure. So I'm trying to revive it with some sexual energy. Well, that's the whole problem right there. We're defaulting to something that worked until it didn't. They don't know how to change up their game or respect the fact that you are asking for a greater emotional and or mental spiritual reach with this person. It's not clicking. So they're giving you this Seven of Pentacles thing. Give me some more time. Page of Wands will open up a little bit more into emotional security and or commitment. Again, if it's gotten to this point where you no longer find comfort in the idea of their sexual energy on your own time, when you're alone and private, never mind with them, it tells me you've kind of surpassed this idea of emotional security with this person, and you've already kind of given up on that particular aspect. Okay? So I don't know that this is necessarily a bad person. I feel like they're stretching things out way too long and at their own consequence. Everybody moves at a different pace. But all I'm saying here are very soft excuses for why we haven't developed more feeling. And with the Seven of Pentacles there, I'm sorry, that excuse isn't good enough. That means they've literally had enough built with you to understand by now. A reasonable person would have understood by now if there was more of an emotional anchor. I see them just trying to keep you in play. Okay. And the Empress doesn't have time for this. And them making the argument, well, we're still attracted to each other. That's the easiest thing to develop in the world. Attraction's easy. It's fleeting, honey. Okay? It can happen within sex. Excuse me. That was indeed my list. It can happen in seconds. And yeah, the emotional stuff, it might take more time, but it shouldn't take this much time. All right, let's carry on. Show me the Fool, please. If you'd like to know what decks I'm using today, I have done one tarot deck review. I don't remember how I listed it. It was under the extra sassy content. So for anybody who wants to know what deck is this, I addressed it often, and I made a whole video about my regular deck, so they're listed in there. Okay. If I can remember to link it off, I will. The Fool. Because I get that question a lot. How come you don't list your tarot decks in the description box? No, we have too many. Okay. We have too many, and I like to switch them out in accordance to the energy, etc. Four of Cups, Ten of Wands, Queen of Wands. There you are again. You're unhappy with this, and you know it. If you're unhappy with this, then you know it. Clap your hands. If you're unhappy with this, and you know it, clap your hands. Yeah, it's literally not rocking your boat, honey. And I get it. I know where you're coming from. I really do. It's that respect of, I can be hot for you all day long, but if you can't emotionally secure me, I'm going to lose interest in you. Because there's nothing left to discover about you. That's it. So sexual attraction can grip people for a long time, weeks, months, seasons, even years. But I get it. It has no stay power, like I said. I get you, honey. Intimacy isn't too intimate if it can't involve emotions for some people, and I understand. Otherwise, you're just giving your fire out to anybody who asks. What's the fucking point? What's the point of being so open that you indeed stop discriminating? No. You have to know how to set boundaries for yourself. And if the emotional component is important to who you are, sexually or otherwise, it gives it meaning, it gives it value, it gives it context. In other words, what the hell you and I are doing, then you know who you are. Don't get me wrong. You know, no shade on people who just want the kind of quick surface intimate stuff. That's them, that's their reading. That's not yours today. Okay? I see that too. When people who just want to play and have those surface connections. You know what? If they're a knowledgeable adult, they need to connect with people who have similar values. Yours exceeds that. So you find it quite disappointing to open up towards this. You just can't. It's too heavy. I got you. We're going to go ahead and skip death. That kind of speaks for itself. You no longer have sexual energy for this at some point. And you're saying it's not enough to carry this. You've been very consistent. So therefore, we're going to go ahead and skip death. I do want to see the Magician here. I don't think they're a bad person, honey. I just don't think they're for you. Because if they were for you, the emotional energy would be very much running in parallel to the sexual energy. Not this kind of half-hearted attempt to, maybe I'll feel more for this later. I just need another 7 years. No, whatever. I'm just saying that because the Seven of Pentacles is here. It may not have been. I hope it wasn't. But there you go. If somebody wants to be in love, they're ready. They're ready. Regardless of where they came from or healing, whatever. If someone's ready and really willing to be open to love, they are. Okay? That's it. Let's see that Magician. Let's see that Magician. There's no, I'm afraid you're going to stop giving me all that fine sweetness that we both know we're into it. Yeah, you were. Past word. Were. All right. The Magician. There it is right there. You stop opening up towards this sexually otherwise. To be honest with you look kind of annoyed. Let's see that Magician, please. Five of Cups, the Hanged Man, Four of Pentacles. You've given this a lot of thought, so you're hanging back on your manifestation as well. I got you. Okay. There's something about this where you used to pull it in, and now you want to do the opposite. You know, it reminds me of what Aerosmith song? Crazy. I was dying to get you, and now I'm dying because I let you. It's kind of like that. You can't clean this off your palate fast enough. Honestly, I'm not trying to be mean, honey, but you have been very, very consistent and honest, so I appreciate you for that. Here's that Four of Pentacles, the Hanged Man. Here's the Four of Pentacles and the Hanged Man, the Five of Cups. You saying holding on to this has caused you more harm than good, particularly at your emotional and even sexual disappointment at this time. Okay? Because again, your sexual energy means something to you. You need it's kind of like I'm associating this person with memories already. You know, maybe at one time you really pulled this in because it's a reflection here. The Hanged Man, the Magician, of how perhaps once upon a time, how much you wanted this. And you're like, that's why I stopped manifesting. Because the last time I wanted something, look what I got. I think it's very honest of you. And insightful with the Hanged Man. Something about that is a very necessary thought. Okay. It is a kind of classic case of be careful what you wish for. Because the thing about manifestation, when I manifested, so, well, it's through manifestation efforts that sometimes when they come through, we actually learn more about ourselves when we understand why we shouldn't have asked for it or wanted it. You know? It's the universe's way of saying, this is how you can improve your frequency. You know? And you're going to be doing that. So, no rush on future sexual energies. The Hanged Man here is for you multiple times. Quite the philosopher some of you are. Very good. It also tells me you learn a lot about your sexual energy, which is good. A developed fire sign needs to reflect on this more often than not. Okay? All right. Show me the Hanged Man. Show me the Hanged Man. Show me the Hanged Man. Honestly, I'm very proud of you. And like I said, you look mildly annoyed, like, kind of like that. You do. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, the Empress. There you go, baby. Told you. I know an Empress when I see one. I know that they felt you pulling away. They were fear of abandonment. So what do? Here's some fire, here's some interest, here's some flirtation, here's some sexy, fun energy. Don't separate too much. We both know we're crazy about each other. That's the only part they got right. And even then, yours is exiting that energy. Okay? They made it clear. I'm not interested anymore. The Hanged Man told you we're hanging back on manifestation until you make some tweaks. Guess what? You made some tweaks, honey. So in your outcome, to make this clear for the Sag I'm looking at, you will have a brand new beginning. It is further out. It will be one that you can take seriously. It will be one based in love, and you will finally be an Empress that is satisfied emotionally, sexually, otherwise. You found your exclusive person at some point in the future. It happens. I see it for you. You say you're done with this, back it up. You're not even sexually attracted to it anymore. You know what to expect from it, so stop ordering the same menu with this person, right? That kind of thing. The sooner we can get through this, keep in mind your lessons about manifestation, the sooner you can get to that. It's not a race. I'm saying, I understand I'm looking at a Sag that you appreciate taking your time, and I love that about you. I love that for you, okay? But if you really want a brand new beginning, we're going to have to part ways with this fully and just be at peace with it. This is further out. How much further out, I do not know. In fact, I wasn't going to do time checks, but even I'm at this point, am curious. So, when's that brand new beginning, please? Sehr gut, darling, sehr gut. Yeah. Okay. April. Not too much further out, and honey, let me tell you something. In less than a year in tarot time, that's right around the corner. In the meantime, you continue to shed this like a bad layer of skin that you need to exfoliate. Yes? Okay. I know that's... I don't know. I'm kind of intense about that. Good skincare. Okay? We like that. We like that. Well, that's the same for our love life. That's the same for our sexual energy. Exfoliate, honey. Exfoliate. Male, female, do you have skin? Okay. Do you have skin? And men act like they don't take it. A lot of them do. You know why? Because a lot of them don't want to feel like sandpaper. All right? It is okay. God, that reminds me. You know, because people are like, all these things are aimed at women. No, honey, it's just the majority of the clients. I have no say in that. But when I say he, she, emperor, empress, it's because take it as it resonates. Yeah? But I am a woman, so I tend to lean into female references quite a bit. Speaking of which, oh, gosh. Avid gym goer, right? And I know for a fact, the healthier your hips are, the longer you live, okay? And you move with less pain and function as you get older. So hip exercise, hip health specifically, has always been a core point to my training. So I will do those hip exercises that... For females, a lot of us are used to it, but a lot of men are like, that's a feminine exercise. And like, no, do you have hips? Right? I know, I'm going off a tangent. That's what I do. Hold on, I'm getting there. And then, I don't know, one of my gym days when I was doing one of those kind of standard hip flex exercises, there's multiple. I can't even begin to think of one. There's so many. You know, I had a guy hanging back. I saw him in my peripheral. I know the difference between a creep at the gym and someone who is generally trying to learn. I can always tell because I've been doing it a long time. I'm not a gym newbie. I've been going for over a decade. And he did what he was supposed to do, which was very appropriate. If you're curious about exercise or how to use the machine, you wait, you hang back, okay? And then you politely make your inquiry after that person's clearly done. He did the responsible thing because guess what? He wasn't a newbie to the gym either. So he followed protocol. Now, he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, excuse me, this exercise, how do you do it and what is it for? I explained it to him. He's like, but he was very honest. He's like, is it just for women? I said, no, honey, you have hips. Okay? You exercise your hips. You have them. Okay? I promise you, everything about your training or your cardio will get a lot better. And then also, you won't have a random snap when you're 70 years old. Okay? We don't want that. And so I showed him how to do it. And guess what? Because he was willing to learn, he incorporated new exercise. There you go. So what all that is about, I suppose going back to my point, be you the male or female and you identify with this, if you're that person, it's like, yeah, sexual energy is important to me. But then so too is love. This is for you. You're doing the right thing. That's what I want you to take away from this. Check in with yourself about modifying your future sense of intentions via your manifestation efforts about what is correct. You will be on that path in due course and due time. The Sag I'm looking at specifically, you actually have a very healthy idea of your sexual energy. You understand, for this Sag I'm looking at, that being exclusive is important to you. You want your equal, not your lesser. I don't care if you have a penis or a vagina. This is what's important for the person I'm looking at. Okay? And I like how you understand who you are. That your sexuality is one of the things that makes you healthy. And it's one of the things that makes you personally more expressive. This is the way it should be. But you also understand you want it to have greater context. That being said, you will have a lot more of greater context in future. Okay? So, anyway. I know. I do go on sometimes. I just hope it helps. I just want people to get more comfortable with intimate tarot, so I share more, I suppose. Passion and bliss. That fantastic energy at the beginning. I believe what I'm seeing here, not that this is necessarily a bad thing, but of course it started out as very mutual passion. Their energy distinctly said so. I know on this point, it's the same. And it probably felt very blissful for a while. Probably felt like it was on point. Number 2 and 30. That there may have been chemistry. Okay? So, something perhaps to reflect upon in your future manifestation. I want the bliss of passion. I want the chemistry. Perhaps less focus on the chemistry and passion. Right? And more about the whole package. Okay. Don't get me wrong, that stuff's important. But it's also the stuff that's least likely to hold up over time. If love isn't fed into it and all this other stuff. Playfulness, honeymoon, love yourself first, release your ex. You know, that's how I think it started out. There it is again, that sense of passion, playfulness, and it felt like we were on honeymoon with this. We were over the moon about it. It was our dream come true. But then we had to remember to love ourselves first and to release the old ex there. It could be ex to be. Okay? I don't know how fully parted ways with you are. Just know that you're technically done. You even look annoyed. Okay. We have the medallion of Gemini. We have the letter R. We have the Pegasus in reverse. Someone who does not feel free to open up to their sexual energies anymore. It's shut down. It doesn't feel lifting. It doesn't feel freeing. It doesn't feel inspiring or invigorating. We don't want to move in that particular direction anymore, full stop. 10 of Pentacles for some of you. The tree of life is very, very important to you. Your sense of foundation and stability. And that would include then, if you're a proper Empress, that sense of stable sexual energy as well. One of the things that has made this person successful, or they believe so, is consistency across all their energies. You associate some of your sexual energy with productivity. You know what I mean? And that's a healthy concept too. We have the large masculine glasses right there. Saggy honey, I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.